Hi, everybody. Good evening. It's so good to be with you tonight. And wow, Reverend Barber, I will be listening to that recording of your part on the call tonight in the months to come whenever I'm feeling weary. This is one foot in front of the other, and I want to thank everybody who's joined the call tonight for putting that one foot in front of the other. And especially to the more than 5,000 people around the country who participated this past Thursday and Friday in congressional stakeouts to save healthcare, and to everybody who's made a call or attended a rally. This is one foot in front of the other. As Reverend Barber said, one rally won't fix this, but it's the building over time. So thank you for those who are here on your first call tonight or are returning. For folks who are watching the live stream and seeing the slides, this photo of me here is actually taken at the first Resist Trump Tuesday rally that I attended on Tuesday, January 24th, just days after Trump was sworn in, at Senators Warren and Markey's office in Springfield, Massachusetts, near where I live. And what I want to cover just very briefly tonight, in a moment, I will show you more photos and tell a few more stories from the stakeouts that happened last week. These were round-the-clock vigils outside key Republican senators and representatives' offices from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. More than 5,000 people took part. Here's one photo, a few more coming shortly. But I want to start with what's going on this week in healthcare. For those of you who joined the call last Sunday, you'll see some familiar information here with some updates on what's transpired from the last week. As Reverend Barber said, this is not just Republicans, we don't just blame them for all of the problems. We point out what is wrong with them. Trumpcare is a terrible, terrible idea. This will look familiar with the new addition that we learned this week from the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, that 24 million people would lose health coverage in the next 10 years if Congress passes and Trump enacts this bill. It will cost more and cover less. On average, the average person, the cost will increase $1,500 in the first year. For older Americans, the cost will rise over $6,000 by 2020. This bill would end Medicaid as we know it. It defunds Planned Parenthood, and we heard from Kelly from Planned Parenthood last week on last week's call about that. Why would Congress want to do this? Why would Republicans want to do this? Well, it's a huge tax cut for the rich. The middle class gets nothing. In fact, it hurts us. Average tax cut for families making less than $200,000 a year is zero. It's a giveaway to the super wealthy. The richest 400 Americans get a tax cut in this bill. There are special tax breaks for wealthy insurance company CEOs. And it's actually, in the last week, we're seeing that it is getting worse. The Trump administration is about to cut a deal with the most right-wing members of the House to make the Trumpcare bill even worse. It would eliminate the Medicaid expansion that many states have taken on right away, rather than phasing that in over time. It would make the bill even more destructive for seniors and for anybody. As Reverend Barber said, this is a reactionary movement. They're trying to get this done fast because they know that there are more of us and that we are rising up. So they're trying to get this done quickly. So the timeline. The House is aiming to pass this bill late at night this Thursday. This Thursday also is the anniversary of the signing of the Affordable Care Act. And Elizabeth and Aaron are going to talk with us a little bit more about what actions we can all be involved in this Thursday. So mark your calendars right now. Put a big circle around this Thursday, March 23rd. Take action. The House is planning to vote this Thursday, probably at night, and probably aiming to squeak by with just one or two votes, leaving room for some of those Republicans in swing areas, in districts that Hillary Clinton won in the presidential race, giving some of them the ability to vote no if they feel like they need to, but getting just enough to pass it. There is a chance that we could shut it down for moderate members of the House. So we have to keep the pressure up there. If you live in an area with a Republican representative, particularly a moderate, who has expressed concerns about this bill. Keep the pressure up this week. I saw already 2,000 people committed to make phone calls tomorrow morning, Monday. Make those calls. And politically, our task for this week is to create such a firestorm of opposition that after the House votes, the Senate does not take it up, that they see enough of an uprising after the House casts this terrible vote that the Senate does not want to touch it, that they kick it down the road a little bit. They let it sit. That's our job this week, to make it so politically toxic that the Senate does not take it up right away. We need to see widespread opposition the day of the vote on Thursday and the day after the vote, Friday. Senators from states where Medicaid has been expanded, and for those looking at the slides, I'm showing here some of the top senators and representatives whose votes will make the difference here. In states where Medicaid has been expanded, that is a major area to focus. And there might be enough opposition if we can demonstrate, everybody on the call tonight, if everybody on the call tonight makes phone calls, gets 3 friends to make phone calls, and comes out on Thursday and on Friday, that could generate enough opposition to convince the Senate to delay their vote until after the April congressional recess, which is April 7th through 21st. And that gives us a huge chance, a great chance, to bring an enormous amount of pressure from those of us who are going to be affected by this bill during that recess, just like we did during the February recess. So everything and anything that you can do to demonstrate public opposition for members of Congress and the media this week will make a difference. That is making a difference. And Erin and Elizabeth will tell us about what we can do this Thursday. And I want everybody here to be prepared this Friday to stop by the local office of every member of Congress who votes to take away our health care. If the House really does vote to take away our health care this Thursday, you can bet that senators, the media, anyone thinking of running for office in 2018, that's every member of the House, they will all be watching for what the reaction will be. So stop by your member of Congress's local office with a sign, bring a few friends, snap a selfie, tag your member of Congress on social media, send an email to your member of Congress with that photo of yourself there, connect with local groups that you are a part of, and plan to have 10 or 15 people go together. This can happen very quickly. You can start now and plan to have a few people ready to go out on Friday to visibly demonstrate your opposition to the passage of this bill if it passes. So I want to ask right now, this is our second poll question. Are you prepared to take action this Friday, March 24th, if the House votes on Thursday to take away our health care? So press 1 on your phone, and you'll see this question show up on your screen in just a moment if you are viewing the live stream. Press 1 if you can stop by your member of Congress at your representative's office this Friday after they vote, and invite the media with you. Press 2 if you can't stop by, but you will write a letter to the editor. And here on the slides, as you can see, I want to show you some of the great photos, news stories, and tweets from the stakeouts to save healthcare this Thursday and Friday. This is 12 hours, people filling shifts throughout the day from 7:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night to call on members of Congress in these key target areas to vote against Trumpcare. Here's an AP article. So this was published in probably dozens or hundreds of papers from activists in Arizona. Here's some of the great television news coverage. And what I love about these images is that they name the senators specifically whose votes are going to make the difference here. We can see that on that sign in Alaska, Lisa Murkowski, Save Our Healthcare, Cory Gardner, all of these are television. This is television coverage from the actions that you organize. You are making a difference. Thank you so much. Here's a few more that I'll leave you with.